Yeah.
Yes. But I'm kind of far away from it, so.
You're like very loud.
Oh,
Oh,
am
you
I?
know what? No, it's because I have myself up to
Okay.
100.
I was doing that last weekend, or last week, whenever we recorded. I was like, God damn, she's loud. And then I was worried that my headphones were giving feedback to my microphone from how loud you were. And then I looked at my volume. I'm like, well, duh, my volume's all the way up. So I just turned down my volume. I was like,
Oh,
this
that's
should
better.
work. Yeah. Good.
That's
Good.
exactly what I just did. Yeah, I was like, why
Dude,
is she so loud? What? What?
did you? Okay.
What?
No, I already know you've seen this. I already know that you know that this is a thing because you love Disney. Did you
Uh-huh.
see that Disney is making all of our generation's dreams come true by adding a particular ride? Can you guess what particular ride I'm talking about to Disney?
No. I haven't seen it.
You haven't
Maybe
seen
I've
all
heard,
the.
I got the rundown of the D23, but I'm forgetting.
They're adding so many different things in the next couple years, like a
They're
Monsters
doing
Inc.
the
world.
villains. Yeah,
Yes,
and they're doing
villains,
the villain world.
but Monsters Inc., dude, they're gonna have a freaking door ride where you go through doors and ride on the doors. Every person from our generation, I've talked to multiple people who've had the same idea and the same wish that Disney would come up with a ride that is like this, and they're finally doing it.
It only took them like a couple decades.
Yeah, when did that movie come out? Over 20 years ago.
No, it didn't.
It had to have come out at least 2000, maybe
I bet it.
2005.
I'm going to say it came out in 2013. I mean 2003.
I was like, oh, dude, it's 2024. That's 20
Yeah.
years.
No, it's not. Oh, it is.
Came out in 2001.
Oh, we were both wrong.
Yeah. Dang.
Wow.
Pretty crazy. So, yeah, Monsters Inc. world.
Woo,
What?
woo.
I'll
That's
get
so
behind that.
exciting. I know,
Sounds
me too.
awesome.
Oh, that's so cool. I
Yep.
love that.
Yep. How's it going, buddy?
It's going good. I took my daughter to the mall today. She's not at that age where I can leave her at the
Yeah.
mall.
But also, you
And
don't want to be on her butt.
yeah, so I was just trailing behind her slowly, and I did lose her at one point with her friend, and it was fine. But yeah, that was very boring.
You're just like that stalker person,
I know,
like
that's
the
how I
third wheel.
felt. Yeah, that's how
um,
I felt.
Speaking of your child, wait, did she
Yeah.
tell you about our conversation?
She asked me if you had messenger kids for the kids, and I was like, I don't know, ask her.
Okay. So she texted me. She's like, Bree. And I was like, Alice. She said, do your children have messenger kids? And I said, they don't. She said, Mama said you are lame. I said, yeah, she is too, though. So it's all good. And then she said, my mom isn't lame because her kid has messenger kids. I said, your mom is lame. I think you can text them though, and I gave her their little because with whenever you have an iPad or whatever, you have to have an iCloud email, and
Yeah.
so they each have an email, and you could text their email, and essentially it's like texting a phone number as long as they have Wi-Fi. And
But then they have to go to. Okay, but hold on.
It's not in their email; it's in their text.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
It's they receive a text, and so
Okay.
she said so. They have emails and not messenger kids, so kids can talk. What are so kids can talk? What are your kids 65? I said, LOL, their iPads have to have emails to text. And she said, so? She said they can still have messenger kids. And I said, I don't know what that is. And I'm just, at this point, I'm just going to mess with her. And I was like, I don't know what that is. Explain what it is to me. And she said, what are they? First off, then she said, what are they needing to do? Email their professors? And then she said, it's where kids can talk and text, call, and you can see what they are doing. I said, so I was like, I'm going to start asking her a bunch of questions about this app. I said, what is it rated? She said, what do you mean, stars or ages? And I was like, stars and ages. Better to know. She said, 4 and up.
Yeah.
And stars are 4.3. I said, She said, Ashley's kids have it. And I was like, I don't know how you know that. That's weird. And I said, who was the creator? She said, Facebook. I said, that doesn't sound like someone's name. Weird. How many gigs or storage does it take up? She said, it's an app. And I said, right, but how much storage does it use, like gigs or megabytes? And so she tries to send me the app. It didn't work. So I said, is there a monthly fee? And I said, that just shows me the app store, silly. And she said, it's free. Look it up yourself. I said, why didn't you just say so?
She was so done with you.
I was like,
well, because
I'm going to go.
So she knows Ashley's kids have it because I was looking at it with her, and because like I had to set her up, and I saw Ashley's kids had it. I saw Anna.
Oh.
And yeah. So I was like, oh, she's like, who are those kids? And I was like, that's Bree's sister, Ashley's kids.
Huh. I didn't know they had it, honestly. They probably never use it. I don't know, they might use it.
Probably not.
They might use it to talk to family members. I don't. So yeah. I've tried to get it before, but I was very confused by it. So I was like, screw it. They have Apple Messenger or whatever. So yeah, I'm not gonna even bother. Yeah. So maybe I will now.
Yeah, because then they can FaceTime each other.
I mean, they can FaceTime each other now. Oh, but they could FaceTime Alice. People who don't have an iOS.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. She kind of drug you a little bit. Kind of like it.
I know. I was like, I felt like I was talking to a miniature version of you, and I was like, God dang, she's quick.
How does she even know what a professor is?
She's watched Harry Potter one too many times.
She was walking around with her friend, and I heard them say like things like, what did she say? Her friend was like, Facebook isn't a name. Like, it's just a company. It's just a name of a company. And I was like,
Meta.
I don't
say the name of the creator of Facebook. I was expecting Mark Zuckerberg, honestly.
I mean, when they were saying that, I was like, what are they talking about? But like, also, I was in my own little world. I was just like, whatever.
I'm so glad that she had this was going on while she was hanging out with her friend. Oh, so great.
I love it. Okay, who is going first this week?
You're going first. I'll tell you my little... Oh, wait, you got a question for me? Oh, do you?
Yeah. Yeah, what if I didn't?
I mean, wait, hold on a second.
Okay.
I had a question for you. I don't remember. I'm trying to remember it.
You have to write those down, Bree.
It was a really good question, too. It's fine. I'll come up with another one later.
Okay. Okay, so let me tell you this. Okay. My question for you. Hold on, I need to put my phone on silent. Okay, my question for you is, you know drug smugglers and human traffickers.
Not personally. But yes.
You don't? You don't have any on your... Okay. Okay. If you were some sort of smuggler, what kind of smuggler would you be? Like, what would be the item that you smuggle?
So I'm going to say something really small, something that's easy to slip through. And off the record, I used to smuggle a little bit of these when I worked in the medical field. But I'm not saying from which place I worked at. Bandaids.
Needles. Bandaids.
Bandaids.
You'd be a Band-Aid smuggler.
Yeah, they're so easy to get to places.
So of all the things in the world, you would want to smuggle Band-Aids.
It's safe. I'm doing it for the good of people. It's easy to hide.
Okay.
And I mean, honestly, the first thing that came into my mind was Band-Aids or Oreos. But I was like, I don't know why Oreos. Oreos were the second thing that popped into my head. Actually, they were the first because I kind of want Oreos right now. But Band-aids sound more realistic, so let's go with band-aids.
Wow.
Free the
You're
band-aid
so
smuggler.
you live life on the edge. I
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
I
And for those that actually do, I've got you. I got a band-aid for that.
wow. Wow,
What would
Brie.
you smuggle?
Cats. I'd
That
be a
is
cat smuggler.
that would be so hard to smuggle.
Why?
Cuz cats are so big, and I mean, I guess they're not that big. I mean, that would be joyful, I guess, you know.
Yeah. You
Risky,
just
but joyful. God, I
smuggle
picked
cats.
band-aids.
Yeah.
What the hell
You
am I
could
thinking?
you can't take that back.
I'm still no, I'm sticking with band-aids. I still think that's a great idea. So, yeah. Amy the
You know,
cat smuggler, Bree the band-aid smuggler.
band
I'm a bandit. A band-aid bandit.
Sometimes you're so embarrassing. You're just a really
Such a
embarrassing to hear.
badass.
Wow. Breathe
Band-aids.
a bit. I was like, okay, she's gonna like think of something like Harry Potter memorabilia
That
or
would be way cooler, but for some
no.
reason I felt the need to say what came to my brain first.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you gotta think about those thoughts and just let them slide.
You know, I would get caught if I had Harry Potter memorabilia, at least with band-aids.
Yeah, except for band-aids are legal.
Are they everywhere?
Okay, I'm gonna tell you my story now.
Oh wait,
Okay.
let me tell you my neighborhood story first.
Oh, duh. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so we have a suspicious duck on the sidewalk in my neighborhood story. At least that's what it's titled. There was a duck on the sidewalk on Stone Ave. I thought ducks usually flew south for the winter, but it was walking around and quacking. Maybe someone's pet? Maybe a college prank. Very suspicious.
Very suspicious.
Very suspicious.
Man, people got too much time on their hands, dude.
Who put this duck here? I need names.
This duck is supposed to be in the South right now. Why is this duck not in the South?
Is this duck even? Who smuggled the duck? Who smuggled the buck? Who smuggled the duck here?
I like who smuggled the buck better.
Who smuggled the buck? All right, I'm dying to hear your story.
Okay, I am
Dying.
so excited to tell you this story because I was not expecting what came of this story. So, all right. And afterwards, I'm going to tell you what I thought was going to happen. Okay.
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 Can I also give my thoughts?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you mean?
Like, if you're gonna tell me what you thought was gonna happen, can I give you my opinion on
Oh,
what
yeah,
I
yeah,
would thought
yeah,
was
yeah.
gonna happen?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool. Awesome.
I was like, you tell me your thoughts all the time while I'm telling you my story, so I
Can
don't
you hear
understand.
that?
Like the thumping sound?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hang on. What is that noise? Y'all can watch a movie or something. Just stop with the thumping. Everything else is fine. Just no more thumping. It's Natalie.
What was she doing?
I had no idea.
Okay. So, here we go. Oh, anyways, I don't remember what I was saying. Oh, I was saying like you tell me your thoughts all the time during my story, so I don't know what
Oh
you
yeah, I
mean.
guess so.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
you
But
are not allowed to share your brain thoughts.
yeah, keep your mouth shut when you're talking to me.
Shut up.
But yes, I want to hear what you thought was going to happen
Okay.
at the end. Okay. So, we're in Brownsville, Texas, okay? Sarah Aldrett grew up poor in a dusty town of Matamoros in Mexico. That's literally all I have on her childhood. So,
All right.
yeah. Uh, She would cross the border every day to go to the high school in Brownsville, Texas, in the United States. So then she gained resident alien status so that she could also attend the Texas Southmost College when she graduated high school. She was known by her peers as a good student. She was 6'1" and she was studying physical education and was preparing to transfer to a university to earn a teaching certificate in physical education. So, just very ambitious, right? Literally my next sentence is Sarah was ambitious. She was very pretty, social, smart, and wanted to better her life. In July of 1987, Sarah was back in Mexico visiting for the summer in Matamoros. She was crossing the street, and a man in a car cut her off. He gets out of the car and he tells her that they knew each other, and she was like, "No, we don't." But he explains that they were both supposed to meet there, and it was destiny.
Oh,
He,
smooth.
yeah, yeah. He had things he needed to show her. So he was like, I have things that I have to show you. So he takes her. She was taken back by his arrogance and boldness, but also was like kind of attracted to it. She's like,
Charmed,
oh,
little charmed.
yeah, a little charming. Yeah. He told her to get in the car, and so she does. He he
Wow.
told
Total stranger almost ran you over. Get in the car.
so he told her that his name is Aldolfo Content Constanos. I knew how to say it last night. Okay.
That's what
His
counts.
name, yeah. Um, his name. He said that his name is Aldolfo Constanzos from Miami, and he was there visiting. He was like telling her all these things about these worldly travels that he's done and all these accomplishments that he's done in his life, and she was just like memorized. He was very handsome, obviously very confident, and he was charismatic and poised. Sarah then started telling him about herself, and he was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Let me stop you right there. I already know everything about you. It's a gift. He told her that he was a psychic and he makes money by telling people about their future.
Interesting.
So, yeah, so to prove how he was a psychic, he tells her things that she had not said, like that she had a boyfriend, where she went to school, things about her family. And he told her that their future is linked and that they are destined to be together and they're going to build an empire together.
Wow.
Yeah. So they exchange numbers and Sarah goes about her way. The next few days, Adolfo calls her every day, asking her to meet up, but she refuses because she has a boyfriend. So then she goes back to Brownsville to go back to college. She then gets a phone call from her boyfriend, Gil Denzo, and he was like, Sarah, I just got a call from an anonymous person, uh, and they said that you've been seeing another man. And Sarah was like, what? No, I'm not. Um, and he was like, well, yeah, I don't believe you. So they broke up, or he
Oh,
broke up
okay.
with her.
That
Yeah.
was quick.
So suddenly, Adolfo shows up and he was like, oh my God, what's wrong? And invites her back to his apartment in Mexico. Uh, she agrees. And when she is walking down the hallway, she gets like this urge to just run, but curiosity got the best of her. And so she goes into the apartment. And when she walks in, she is overwhelmed by the smell of incense. And she starts like looking around and gathering like what's going on in the room. And she sees a shrine of animal bones it's lit up with candles, and there's like another smell then hits her, and it's like, this is the same smell I get when I go into a butcher shop. Oh my
Oh
gosh, I'm
no.
going to die.
Oh god.
So she looks closer at the shrine and finds a bowl, or like a cauldron of blood. And then she notices around the room there were multiple statues of different gods and saints, and a corpse of a chicken.
Oh shit. That's like serious ritual
Oh,
stuff right there.
yeah. So Adolfo enters the room, and he told her that he is much more than just a fortune teller. Brie.
Clearly,
That he
he's a
actually
wizard.
is he is actually a sorcerer and performs black magic, and he has created a religion. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
I
go eat.
hi. I thought that was your hand at first, and I was like, "Why are you
Wait,
waving at
give me
me?"
that. I want to make sure that you grab this one's mine. The grab the other one that has the dual in it.
Oh, I get two?
No, you get one.
Why can't I have this one?
Because that's the one that I get every time I use my eyeliner. Go. Oh my god. Okay. So he created a religion. And he said that when he has a client that does not like their future, he will perform another service for a fee and cleanse their soul by praying to the various gods. And he has to make a sacrifice to them of a small animal to free and cleanse their souls. So that's cool.
All right, all right, all right. I don't really know what to say about
Hi.
that.
Okay,
Hi.
now she has to repeat what she just said.
It's okay. I don't know. I don't really know what to say about that. But okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So he told Sarah that she was chosen by their gods, by the gods, not their gods, by the gods to work with him and to be his lover. And so Sarah was like, okay, whatever.
Sure. That's
She
cool.
so yeah, she fell for it.
Oh,
Within
Sarah.
weeks, yeah, within weeks, Sarah and Adolfo were immersed in this very sexual, passionate relationship, and Sarah found herself chanting in other languages, calling on the gods of the religions to do their work.
Wow, that was quick.
Yeah, you know.
She
So
caught on quick.
she very much did. So her first sacrifice she made, she was incredibly uncomfortable,
Oh
but
no.
yeah. As she practiced, she got more and more comfortable with it. And then she was even proud of the things that she was doing. She was like, wow, like it gave her like a sense of like power to do what she was doing. So she was doing all of this also while still attending school. Um, go take it to dad. So that's why my name is Sarah's doormate, because do you think like her dorm mate, like her roommate, was just like, what is wrong with this girl? Like
What
she
the
was
fuck is she
total,
doing?
she was like totally normal. She comes back from summer and she's like a psychopath now.
She smells like dead animals. She's randomly got feathers all over her, and she's got all these new books and candles and stuff.
Why is she's chanting in her sleep?
So weird. Is that even is that even a language?
I don't think that's a language.
It's parcel mouth.
So months go by, and Aldolfo tells Sarah it is time to take her to the next level of their religion and perform a initiation. So he blindfolds her, puts her in the middle of a circle of candles, and he is like burning sage and chanting in a different language. Then he takes a knife and cuts her back, drawing blood, and adds the blood to the cauldron. He then kills a chicken and quote unquote sacrifices it to the gods. So he tells Sarah she has a new name. It is La Madrina, meaning the godmother. He told her to surrender her soul and deny her other god. So Adolfo asked the gods in exchange for the sacrifice he just made to bless Sarah with money and power. For the next few months, Sarah travels back and forth between Brownsville, Texas, and Mexico, where Adolfo has his apartment. And for clarity, because I didn't realize this at the time, like, I was like, how far are they traveling? Like, this is bananas, right?
Right.
No,
Yeah.
it's only a 20-minute drive.
Oh, that's not
And
bad. Okay. So,
yeah,
like, literally right on the border.
yeah, both towns are like literally right on the border. And with like super quick traffic, like if it's not backing up, it's not that bad. So in Brownsville is like at the very, very bottom of the tail of Texas. It's like, here's like Texas, and it's like the very, very bottom.
I see where it's at. Funny enough, I
Okay.
have a giant geographic map of the U.S. right in front of me. I was
No
trying
way.
to look there, but I had something in front of it. But now I just pulled it away. Now I can see Brownsville. Wow,
Yeah.
it is
Yeah,
really on the tip. Just
it
the
really
tip.
is. Just on the tip. So in April of 1988, Adolfo tells Sarah his apartment no longer is a good fit for him, and he wants to form a cult.
Oh God, I saw this
So,
coming.
so he found a little ranch outside of Matamoros where he will be the master and she will be his priestess.
Oh,
Mm-hmm. This place will be their headquarters and their church. He told her that this is where they will build their empire and their following. And that summer, they start recruitment. So Adolfo tells Sarah he wants Elio Hernandez. So he's like, this is the first person I want to recruit. Go find him. Well, funny enough, Sarah knew Elio Hernandez because they grew up together in Matamoros. So Elios runs a very powerful family drug cartel in Rio Grande Valley.
oh well, if it's in the family, then it's
Yeah, it's
probably
fine. Yeah,
it's fine.
yeah. So Adolfo planned to convince Elio and his drug runners that his black magic will keep them invisible and from smuggling marijuana across the border. He's like, my black magic will turn you invisible. Just so you know.
The freaking sorcerer, man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So Aldolfo performs these little rituals on Elio and said in exchange for making him invisible, he requires half the drug cartel's profits. And Elio was
Oh,
like, what a fair trade. All right.
oh my God. Okay, who is
Mm-hmm.
how? Can I
Mm-hmm.
just like have your confidence, please?
I know,
My
right?
God.
Half.
I could get
That's
so
half.
much. I could get so many more things and get so many more things done in my life.
How
Like
do you convince
to get our kids to clean the bedrooms.
so much work?
That'd be great.
Half of their profits. That is
That's
insane.
that is insane.
So, as a thank you to Aldolfo, or as a thank you to Elio,
I was about to
Aldolfo,
say, oh my God, he's thanking him.
as a thank you to, as a thank you to Elio, Aldolfo offers Sarah's body to Elio. So that's
Oh,
nice.
how did I wonder how Sarah feels about that?
Well, I'm about to tell you. At this point, Sarah's ability to even think on her own is so far gone. She believed that Aldolfo was controlling her entire body, and as a godmother, this was her duty to please the men in
Oh God.
her, in their cult, which is now a party of three. But regardless. So
Cult party of 3.
So, over the next few months, the couple recruit more and more people to this cult, and the numbers grow. So, as the numbers grow, so does their power. The couple were leading the group in chants and rituals and sacrifices. Later that summer, Adolfo makes an announcement. He's like, I have an announcement to make. The gods are now requiring a larger sacrifice. So, like, obviously, they're going to sacrifice cows, Brie.
Oh,
Sarah was
I was
not
worried you were
thrilled.
going to say dogs.
So Sarah was not thrilled about this. She was uneasy. She wasn't sure about it. But in her mind, she didn't want to disappoint not only the gods, but she didn't want to disappoint Adolfo. So Adolfo,
Can I make a comment about Adolfo?
yeah,
His name is oddly close to Adolf.
it is. You're right. I never thought about that.
Just saying. Just pointing that out there. Maybe
Well,
Adolfo is reincarnated.
Brie, maybe. Oh my gosh, I never thought about
Bum
that.
bum ba. Anyway,
So Adolfo orders what he and Sarah called their family. He orders them to go out and find a grifter. So they find a Mexican grifter and they bring him back to, well, okay, so I called it a ranch, but it's like not a ranch. Like, it's basically just a large piece of property with like an abandoned building in it.
it's a
Like,
compound.
it's not there's not a whole lot there. Like,
Okay.
it's not okay. So, but they bring him back. Okay. And they bring them back to this ranch. He is also blindfolded. Sorry. I like wrote out this whole paragraph and I was just like summed it up in one sentence for you. And so I was like confused. Okay, so Adolfo does a similar ritual he did with Sarah. He had, the man in a circle. He first chops off his hand into a bowl, and then he has the man's like head like resting on like a table or chair, like
Oh God,
just
no.
resting.
Oh
And
God, no,
yeah,
no, nope. Mm-mm.
he did. He
No,
did
he
it.
doesn't. He didn't do that.
He decapitated him.
Oh no.
I know it.
Okay.
Yep. He offered his brain as a sacrifice to his gods as protection from the police. As
Oh,
you know it.
right. That
That's
didn't
all
get you
you
in more trouble.
that well, he just now got protection from the gods, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's good now. So Adolfo convinces his followers that the reason why the drug smuggling runners have not been caught each time they cross the border is because of the sacrifices they have been making. He's like, you guys, I've been saying this. We're making these sacrifices for the protection of the drug cartel people. And this is why they haven't been caught. I say this over and over again. No one's listening to me.
Get on board.
Get on board or get out. So
Hi-oh.
Adolfo tells Sarah that this is her new life, and as much as she doesn't like the human sacrifices, she was at no point of turning back. She was like, okay, I guess. So this is when the drug cartel work amplified dramatically, to the point where they were getting hundreds of thousands of dollars in a week, because it gave this like confidence, like, hey, we sacrificed this guy against the police or for protection from the police, so now you guys can work even harder and sloppier. So now they're getting hundreds of thousands of dollars in a week. And Sarah's obedience didn't go unnoticed. Adolfo showered her with extravagant gifts. They moved into a beautiful home. She had name-bearing clothes, jewelry, cash, a new car. This was life-changing for her. And so different than slumming it in the ranch.
Right.
And her childhood.
Yeah,
So
I was
she
about to
was
say, you
just
said she grew up poor.
Yeah, so this was like amazing for her. But Adolfo was like, this isn't enough. He wanted more. So he planned for the cartel to move 17,000 pounds of marijuana. But this required a large sacrifice to keep the cartel invisible. So Adolfo said the sacrifice had to be smart. It had to be someone smart. So, March 14th, 1989, Mark Kilroy was reported missing to the Brownsville Police Department. Mark was a smart MD doctor, undergrad student at the University of Austin, Texas. He was on spring break in Matamoros, Mexico. According to Mark's friends, they were out bar hopping the previous Monday when they decided to call it a night and walk back over the border. His friends went through the border first, and Mark, when they turned around, he was just like gone. So, have you ever crossed the Mexican border?
No.
Okay. It's kind of similar to the Canadian border, but I don't know if the Canadian border you can walk across, but in Mexico,
I'm surprised that you can like walk across. That's whenever you keep on saying walk, I'm like, dang. But also, wasn't this in like the 80s?
yeah, but you can still walk across now.
Oh, you can. Oh, are you
Yeah.
sure? Really?
Yes, Brie.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So, when my family and I went to Tijuana, we walked across. And then in so what you do is like you go into like a building and you like go through metal detectors and stuff like that, and then they like check your ID and your passport, and then you walk out of the building.
Oh,
So that's like
it's like going
walking
to Disney.
across. Kind of, yeah. It's
Or an airport.
basic. Yeah, it's like going to an
TSA.
airport. Yeah,
Not like
basically.
Disney. It's not at all like Disney.
I was just agreeing with you. I was like, whatever.
Sure.
It's not bad. Like when I went, every time we would go to Mexico for church for their mission trips, because we were on a bus, we all had to get out and walk across.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's basically what they were doing. So apparently Mark was not like walking right in his group. He was kind of like staggering behind. So they didn't, that's why they didn't notice he was gone, because they were kind of like ahead of him.
Right.
So Mark was like nowhere to be found. But because Mark was incredibly intelligent and he was a white American boy, investigators were like, this has got to be looked into. There's no way this is just a random crime and he just disappeared. So for 3 weeks, investigators were searching for Mark. Posters and rewards were put up, but there was a reward for like any of his disappearance, of where he might be. And on April 1st, 1989, they got a break. That afternoon, during a routine checkpoint, which I don't know what that is, if it's like a DUI checkpoint, I don't know. But during a routine checkpoint, the Mexican local authorities witnessed something very odd. A driver blew through the checkpoint, not slowing down or stopping. So officers follow him discreetly instead of like, whoop, whoop. They're like, let's see what this guy is doing quietly. And the driver led the officers back to the ranch in Matamoros. They go inside and they find 4 drug workers moving bales of marijuana.
Dear
And
God.
so they're arrested. When they were questioned, the officers were like, this is not normal, because the men were not hesitant to say anything. They were like, oh, like smoking a cig. They're like, yeah, this is what we do. We smuggle marijuana. They're like, with the cigarette, smuggling it over the border to sell for money. And then like they blow smoke in the officer's face, and like it makes us a ring around the officer. So
the usual Tuesday.
the officers are like, what the heck? Like no one ever just gives up information like this. This is very bizarre. Then one of the men said they don't just smuggle drugs, that they belong to a secret club that performs black magic, and we kill people. He's like, we do it for sacrifice, and this is why
Oh,
I'm telling you all this, because I'm not going to get in trouble for telling you all this.
right.
So the officer was like, okay, thanks for sharing that information. I thought this was going to be a lot harder than it was. So I guess we have time. Do you
Don't
want
have to take anyone in for
McDonald's?
questioning. Do you want
Yeah.
McDonald's?
So because he literally thought, like I said, they weren't going to get in trouble for anything. So the officers head back down to the ranch to find it deserted, but they started digging, and they were able to dig up 15 bodies, including the body of Mark Kilroy. So
Oh,
yeah. hmm So there was he. So the little invisible snitch tells authorities on the early morning hours of March 14th, 1989, he and his gang grabbed Mark while he was walking towards the border, and they brought him back to the ranch. After torturing him, they decapitate him and offer his brain to offering to the gods. And then he tells investigators the name of his leader, which was obviously Adolfo. So the manhunt begins for Adolfo and Sarah. Weeks go by, and they were actually in a small apartment in Mexico City. Adolfo's and Adolfo, Sarah.
someone knocking on the door? Okay, no, sorry.
Okay. So weeks go by, and in a small apartment in Mexico City, Adolfo, Sarah, and their followers were hiding out. And Adolfo was spiraling. He was like freaking out. He was like threatening to kill his followers. He was like, if you leave me, you will die. And Sarah was terrified of this. She was scared. She was like, this is not the same man I fell in love with, which is like, ma'am, he was obviously stalking you well before
Yeah,
you even met.
he's just a little bit crazy.
So at this point she was like, I just want to go home. I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. May 6th, 1989, Adolfo snaps when he sees a police officer outside. What he didn't know is that this officer was literally just doing a random stop. He was like not even stopping. He just happened to stop in front of the apartment. But Adolfo saw this and started freaking out, and he starts shooting at the officer, and the officer's like, what are you doing? Like, I didn't even know you. Why is bullets being flown at me? Like, what the heck? I just stopped in front of this stop sign. But the officer obviously started shooting back also, and like a shootout erupted. They went back and forth for a while, but then Adolfo ordered one of his followers to shoot him. Officers And he did. He shot Adolfo. Officers entered the room and found Sarah alive. She told the officers she knew about the murders and the drug deals, but never took a part of them. But later interviews, she takes back what she says, and she states that she was brainwashed and had no knowledge of the murders, which I do believe that she was brainwashed.
Yeah, I mean cults be brainwashing, so
Cold speed
fair,
brainwashing.
fair.
Yeah. Still, her initial confession and evidence was enough to send her to prison for 62 years. Despite her deep involvement in the cult, there was one thing that she didn't know. The initial run in with Sarah on the street in 1987 was no coincidence. Uh,
Okay. Oh my god, no way. Sorry.
so Adolfo planned it all, even her breakup with her boyfriend, which
What?
I know I did not expect that.
I
He
did expect
wanted
that.
he wanted all along to have access to the drug cartel, and Sarah was the key because she grew up with Eleno.
Huh. I mean, I was wondering. I was like, he thought that name up real fast.
Yeah. So ultimately, Constanzo murdered 16 confirmed victims, but it's suspected that he murdered 26. And Sarah is still currently in jail serving her 62-year sentence, but is actively appealing it. So,
I don't know how I feel about that, but yeah.
I feel like she should get some time because just because you're in a cult doesn't give you permission to
Exactly.
make
I
bad
don't think she should
choices.
get life or anything like that, but yes, I agree.
Yeah, and if she didn't actually murder anybody, like that's another thing too. She's just an accessory, but
Yeah, and then cults also like you're at risk. Like if you go and tell, then your life is at risk.
yeah,
And
I
that's
don't.
usually you usually fear for your life in those types of situations.
Yeah, I don't know if she what type of punishment she should have gotten, but um, I don't think 62 years is
Yeah,
fair.
I feel like that was really long.
Yeah. So what was your where did you think this was going?
Honestly, I did think he was going to have a cult.
Okay.
I knew I kind of felt like I was getting very culty vibes whenever you said that she went into his apartment with the blood and the animal sacrifice.
Okay. I
But
didn't.
yeah, and then also I did have a stalker type of situation feel for it whenever you said that he ran into her with her car or with his car or whatever. Well, didn't run into
Yeah.
her, but yeah. But no, I kind of thought it was going to be a cult situation.
I really didn't. So when she went into his room or into his apartment, I was thinking it was just like some weird guy that like believed in different gods and made sacrifices and he was going to ultimately sacrifice her.
Oh, dude, that would be so wild.
Yeah.
I thought
That
that
was
I thought he was going to sacrifice her at some point, but not then.
Yeah, that was what I thought. Well, I didn't think it was going to be right away. Like I thought it was going to be like eventually, and that was only because there was so much more to the story that I still needed to get out.
Yeah.
So, but I was like, I bet like they have like this like. I honestly thought it was going to be like this weird love triangle sort of thing where he ends up sacrificing her with like another woman.
Whoa, that would have been a crazy story. I mean, the
Yeah.
one you told was crazy, but that would have been
I
like,
was
wow.
I just wasn't
You should
expecting the cult. I wasn't expecting the drug
Amy take
smuggling.
notes from yourself.
No,
You can make up your own.
that's true. I could.
I'm not saying actually do it. Don't take notes on your. I'm not going to kill people, Bree. How many times do I have to tell you?
Why do you keep telling me to
I
kill
don't want to
people?
sacrifice someone.
Please stop asking me to sacrifice people. It's very upsetting.
I meant for
So,
whenever we make up stories. Let
yeah, yeah.
me just clarify that.
I got
Oh, that
that.
was a good
Yeah.
one. It's a good one.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Good job, buddy. All
I'm
right.
excited to hear yours
Well,
because you said yours
mine
was weird.
mine is weird. I hadn't ever heard of it before. Hang on. The girls are fixing to go to bed and they're about to be really loud. I
Okay.
kept on putting my mic on mute for a second. I'll just go. It's fine.
No, wait.
Wait. Don't leave me. Wait for me. I'll never let go, Jack. Bitch, you let go. You lie.
Did you
I
hear
thought
that?
I thought you farted at first. I thought that was a fart. I'm not even joking. I was like, and because I didn't hear any other sound, and I was like, I don't know if she knows that I heard her fart, but I heard her fart. Who is that? Is that Tony? He's so handsome. Hi, sweet boy. He's so handsome. He's so big.
I know.
He's so big. He's like a teddy bear.
Are you a teddy bear?
He's like, meow. I love him. I love him.
Did you see him give me the little kisses?
Yes. He's so sweet.
He's like, sorry for biting you, Mom. Okay, sorry.
You're good.
Did you get my video yesterday of the cats?
Every time I get your videos, they come in so. I think it's because we're sending them from different devices.
Yeah,
But they
because
come
you
in.
guys.
Yeah.
Well, I can send it to you through Messenger.
Yeah. Send me it through Messenger because it's like really glitchy.
Well, it's because you have to
I meant
have an
to tell you that.
iPhone.
Yep. Well, you know, it's the way to go. We're
It's
a
not
cult.
though, because guess what? Guess what? You know why my videos are so grainy, Brie? It's because you guys can't support our amazing footage.
That's probably true.
Yeah, it is actually. It's been proven.
Oh,
Like literally when I send a video, it says downgrade, and I was like, yes, I have to downgrade. I'm sorry.
wow. That's been proven. So that's the proof. It's not because you're sending it through a text message.
No, it's not.
I don't. I thought my phone was newer than yours.
It probably is. You guys are so far behind. It's embarrassing.
I should be ashamed.
You should be.
I should change my whole way. I should just
Why
change
would you
just
want?
for you.
You literally just have like a brick and it just has apps on it, whereas like mine is a full computer.
I don't want that. It's too smart. I used to have that. And that was whenever, you know, that was the only thing I was allowed to have. And now I got pushed into having Apple and I like Apple. It's easy.
That's fair.
I'm dumb.
Okay.
You're smarter with technology than I am.
Thank you.
You're just smarter than me, buddy. He's so handsome.
Okay, tell me your story.
He's Sarah's dorm mate. But Sarah's dorm mate. You are so true. Like what? Anyway. Wait, was she living on campus?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. All right.
I would assume so because she went to school and her parents live in Mexico, so I would assume so.
That's true. That's true. Alrighty. So, as I said, my story, I don't know how I stumbled upon it. I can't even begin to explain. But you know, I did, and here it is. I'm going to tell you about the poltergeist of Ring Croft. It is in Scotland. So, the following story is allegedly a true story. And I say allegedly because this is all the way from the 1600s.
Oh, wow.
So, there's a lot of like everything, the whole story is told by a minister, and I guess it was attested by 5 more ministers and like 9 respectable I forgot to look up this word, laymen. I don't know what laymen are.
I know what that is.
I think they're like church,
yeah,
religious. Okay, so several people like said
what is he doing?
Can you take a picture real quick? And don't send it to my iPhone. Send it through Messenger because
I don't know how to take a screenshot, so I'll take it on my phone.
Asleep.
Oh, dang it, Tony.
I
Why'd
feel like
you have
can
to
make
move?
a really good meme with that. Oh, he's so precious.
You might have to take a screenshot of it because
Yes. Yes. Love you, girls. Okay. Okay. Alright.
you're gonna have to take a screenshot of that because he moved by the time I grabbed my phone.
Oh yeah, I can whenever we're cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Good day. Okay. All right. So
A layman is a non-ordained male of the church.
oh, perfect. Okay. So all right, cool. So person of the church. So lots of people of the church can attest to this story. None of them are alive anymore though, so you can't really ask them.
No, really?
So the story begins a mere 329 years ago in February of 1695 in Ring Croft, Scotland, when an Andrew Mackey, one of the many farmers, had noticed the bindings had come loose or broken on his animals overnight. Okay, so let me rewind real quick. I had
Yes,
to
thank
look.
you.
Let me just tell you how much stuff I had to look up for this story because not only the language barrier. I know we both speak English, but the different types of words that they use versus us, and then also the time period. So
Yeah,
there were so many different things, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? So okay, so bindings like a strap, I believe, like something to hold something. So
yeah.
which that wasn't too hard to figure out. So he noticed the bindings had come loose on his animals overnight, and it referred to the animals as beasts. So I was like, okay, what is he holding? Like bulls, bears, I don't know, lions, just probably regular farm animals.
Probably.
Assuming it was his animals doing this, he made stronger bindings, and they too also broke. The farmer then decided to move the animals to another area, and the next day he found them bound now to the back of the house. Another thing out of place was that they were bound with, okay, and tetters made of hair. Tetters. What are
What is a
tetters, you
tedder?
ask? I looked it up earlier. Okay, so there were so many different like translations for that word. Because Josh was like, that's a farm implement. And I'm like, well, shit, they're bound with farm implements. What the hell?
What's a
But
farm
also
implement?
like a plow, like a something you pull behind, like a
Oh,
plow.
okay. Okay.
But it's not. I looked up hair tetters, and it's like it's a way of tying. Did that ding on my side? I'm sorry.
No, yes, it did. I didn't hear it. That was
It
me.
was
Sorry.
yeah. It was like a strap. So
Okay.
it was a strap
So
made of hair, which is
that's
really weird.
gross. Maybe like horsehair?
That's what I'm thinking. So they were also bound so that their feet barely touched the ground. Again, this is what it said. I don't understand how, but like I'm guessing maybe like I don't know, maybe like their waists were like picked up and they were just kind of like dangling. So
Like barely
anyway,
touching the ground. Okay.
barely touching the ground. So the next night, the family went to sleep and they were wakened to smoke in their home. And somehow a creel of peats. What
Krill!
is any of that?
What is a
Well,
peat?
a creel is a basket, and a peat is in Scotland, it is layers of decomposed organic material like plants. So it's like blocks of like organic gross material. I can't remember what they said it's used for, but yeah, it's pretty gross.
Maybe like a compost.
That's what I was that would make sense. So, this was placed in the middle of the floor and it was set on fire.
What?
Don't know who put that there. Sally, why did you put the krill of peats in the middle of the floor and set it on fire? Shame on you.
Shame on you.
Shame on you.
Can we start calling instead of compost? Can we call it krill of peats? Because that sounds
Krill of
better.
peats. Let's go to the krill of peats. But where do
go
I put
put
the
it in the
eggshells? In the
Just go
krill of
put it
peats.
in the krill of peats.
Krill of peats. So that's on fire. That's not normal. In
That's
March
not
that
normal.
year, the family experienced stones being thrown at them inside of the home by an
I'm
unseen
sorry.
force.
Excuse me.
Yep, we went straight to that.
Why
Yeah,
are we okay with this?
we're not. Well, we're not okay with this at all. This one, well, we were for 4 days. This went on for 4
Okay.
days and was witnessed by
Okay.
many people. Oddly enough, the stones were most frequently thrown on the Sabbath or during prayer. Not long after, Mackie, the owner of the house or whatever, went to a minister. His name is Minister Telfair. The minister made a visit to the home, and of course, nothing happened when he was there.
Of course.
Just as he was about to leave, though, he had seen 2 stones drop on the house from outside, and immediately he heard individuals inside the house cry out that something had happened again.
Oh
So,
boy.
I know. So, the minister then went into the home, and while praying, several stones were thrown at him. Mr. Telfair decided that this called for him to stay the night at the home. He's like, "Wow, I feel so invited here, so I'm just gonna stay the night. This thing clearly wants me here." So this obviously did not go over well. The stone throwing
I'm
ghoul
sure.
was not done with the Telfair guy.
No.
During the evening, not only stones but other objects were thrown at him. He was hit very hard in the sides and on his shoulders, so sharp that those around him heard it. The residents
Wow.
also heard boards and chests banging as if someone was trying to gain access into the house throughout the night.
Like
Wow.
chest, like
Like a chest where you keep things. Like things around the
okay.
house were also banging around.
That sounds
Ooh. Yeah, they heard
Where's the
freaking George of
Donkey
the
Kong?
Jungle. Oh,
Oh, that hurt my chest.
watch out for that. Ooh, bang, boom.
Watch out for
Tree.
that stone.
While praying, Mr. Telfer felt something pressing on his arm and saw a little white hand and an arm form
Ew.
from the elbow down. Phantom arm? I don't know. Since
Maybe.
then, the spirit had become more active and malevolent. Andrew Mackey was picked on a good bit. He got hurt by this unseen force when it had pulled his hair and it had scratched him. Soon word had got out.
Excuse me. Sorry.
So you're good. Soon word had gotten out. Neighbors came to visit the home and were also beaten by sticks and stones.
Oh my god.
Let's go to the Mackey's house and go get beaten by sticks and stones. They will break your bones, by the way.
I was just going to say that.
Words do hurt. Sticks and stones do too. Andrew Mackey was gripped by his hair and scratched other. What are you laughing at? What is your cat doing?
You just attacked me.
Stop being mean to my son. Our son, sorry.
Hold on, my computer just fell. There we go. Okay, you're good.
So Andrew Mackey was grabbed by the hair and scratched. Others were dragged up and down the house by their clothes, and someone by the name of Keege was grabbed so forcibly that he called for his neighbor's help. Even furnishings in the home would move by an unseen force. And at some point, the landlord, because I guess it wasn't actually their house, Charles Macklin, got wind of this and attended a meeting of ministers with Mr. Mackey to discuss these matters. Their solution was have 2 more ministers have a poltergeist PJ party.
Why
Right.
not?
Why not?
A
It works.
poltergeist.
A
PJ
poltergeist
party.
PJ party. It worked so well the first time, so let's just do it again. So obviously this didn't go well. The ministers Andrew Ewart and John Murdo fasted and prayed. Sounds like most no fun sleepover ever.
What are you guys? What are we gonna do at the sleepover, you guys? We're gonna fast and we're gonna pray.
Yes. Praise the Lord.
And we're not eating.
Yes.
My favorite thing to do.
It's the best thing at a sleepover. Stones were obviously thrown at them because what a terrible idea. However, I have to argue that these were called stones because evidently some of them were like 7 pounds. That's
Oh
a
my
freaking
gosh.
boulder. So boulders were thrown. This definitely caused some pretty bad injuries. Not only that, but they are lighting peats again and throwing them.
Oh my gosh.
The freaking peats.
Those,
Finally,
I bet those aren't light either.
yeah, I feel like they would be really slimy and gross. You quit making him mad. God, you're being so mean to him. No, you're playing with him.
I am playing with him, but I don't think he thinks it.
He's like, damn it, stop it. Finally, as they rose from praying, stones rained down on everyone. Hopefully not boulders, though. So I guess they called it a quits and just let it go for a bit. And black I sorry. So I guess they called it a quits. I guess they just like gave up on the house for a little bit and things just continued. At one point, a blacksmith by the name of William McMinn was wounded on the head by a flying stone, probably a boulder.
Probably.
Also, a play sock was thrown at him, and I looked up plow sock. I looked up plow sock. That because that makes more sense because we know what that is. Oh my god, jeez. Oh gosh, you need some lotion.
Probably.
You need some antibiotic ointment.
Probably. He finally learned to get off the couch.
You need some Pete's. All right.
Okay, sorry.
You're good. So, also a plow sock was thrown at him, and I
What is a
looked it
plow
up.
sock?
I don't know. I could not get an answer on what a plow sock is. I don't think it's a farm implement, so that's good. So there was no farm implements thrown at this guy.
Where
But
is this from? In Scotland?
Scotland. Do you want to guess what a plow sock? Do you want to throw a guess in there? Because we don't know what it is. Let's just give everybody a picture to paint.
You know, I feel like a plow sock is like a bag that goes over like a little plowy machine to collect the things that they're plowing.
That is a way better guess than I was going to guess, because I was going to guess the socks that they wear while they're plowing. And they're like the Scottish like pattern, the plaid.
Oh.
Just some plaid socks.
Okay, so this is from Dictionaries of the Scott Language, and it says sock, a plowshare from the 1905s, 1910s. This part of the plow is one piece with the sock, and it's called that's a plowshare.
Yeah, see, that's where it kept on separating the words and putting different things. So I gave up. Yeah. But I think it's more fun to have our own idea. So we're gonna go with those.
Okay.
All right.
I like it.
So along with the sock, a stone trough fell on his back. Somehow it didn't hurt him. Also
No.
twice the home was set on fire, but no serious damage or injuries happened. Okay, whatever you say.
And this all only happened in 4 days.
Did I say 4 days? Maybe?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I'm so behind. I think that was
that one time was 4 days?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. That would make more
We're
sense.
past the 4 days. This is just in the meantime since the priests or the ministers had left the house.
Okay.
So, what happened next? You ask. Well,
yeah, what happened next?
The OG minister Telfair brought 5 other ministers in the home to fast and pray because, again, it works so well. According to Mr. Telfair's records, he says, "No sooner did I begin to open my mouth than it threw stones at me and within the house. It came often with such a force upon the house that it made all the walls shake. It broke a hole through the timber and thatch of the house and poured in great stones, one whereof more than a quarter weight fell upon Reverend Moneth's back, yet he was not hurt. It threw another with great force at him when he was praying, yet he was neither hurt nor moved thereby. It
Oh my
gripped
gosh.
it also gripped the legs of some and hoisted them from the ground. And then a voice was heard, warning all within. It warned them that the land would repent, and if the land did not repent, it would go to its father and get a commission to return with 100 worse than itself and would trouble every family on the land.
Oh my gosh.
So, you guessed it, things continued.
Oh, I did not guess that actually. So,
Anyone who entered the home at this point was a victim. Heavy strokes would happen. Everybody was getting hurt when they'd come in. I'd imagine the boulders were still getting thrown and whatnot. And towards the end of the month, the house was set on fire again and again until the evening of the 28th of
oh my
April.
lord.
One end of the home became inhabitable. The final incident was recorded on May 1st when a sheep house was set on fire. From there, everything stopped. Telfer said, "Now all things, all foresaid being of undoubted verity, therefore I conclude with that of the Apostle 1 Peter 5:8-9, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour, whom resist steadfast in the faith. Nothing remains of the Mackey's farm today except for a dead tree which marks the location." And that was
That's
the
it?
Poltergeist and Ring Croft. Yep.
Okay, I'm sorry. So it literally just like finally burnt down the sheep house and then it's like, "All right, I'm done."
Yep. Well, because the house completely burned down. The house became uninhabitable.
Oh, I
And
thought you said
then
part of the house was.
the part the house a section of the house was completely like uninhabitable. So, and then after that, um like 2 days later, the sheep house had also burned down. So I guess they just decided to part ways, and they're like, all right, we need to listen to this thing and like get off all of this land.
And nothing has been built over it.
Nope. Yeah, I know, it's weird.
I don't know what to say about it. Except for a single dead tree. Do
Yep.
you think
I
that
know,
what
I was like, is it actually? So another thing is that, like I said, the language barrier, like, excuse me, and that it was talking like in old times. So I don't know if it meant like
Mhm.
maybe the tree wasn't dead. Maybe it was just like, maybe the leaves were dead on it or something, or like maybe it was just done for the season. It would come back in the spring because they left it there. So, or were they talking about like a log or something? I have
I'm
no idea.
curious, is there property around it?
You know, that's a great question. That's probably one that I should have looked up. From what I gathered, because I couldn't find many things about it. Literally,
That's okay.
this is like the only source that I could find. Um, and it's all from his word of mouth. It didn't say anything about that, so no, I don't know.
Okay. Well, whatever. That was good. I like that. That was like really fast, like and intense, and then it was just over.
I'm trying to see because there it looks like if this picture, because the source, one of the sources that I was reading it from, it shows like a city, like a small town city, and there's just
Yeah.
like there's houses and like civilization around this area in this picture. So I don't know if that's the picture from here or what, but I mean, I don't know.
Because what would be interesting is if like there's houses around it and it's just like an empty lot, and like everyone has agreed not to build on that.
Yeah, it says nothing remains of Mackey's farm today, save for a dead tree. This is said to mark the precise location. So yeah, I
Hmm.
don't know.
Interesting.
Maybe a dead tree. Maybe they mean like a building, like a bench. I don't know. It could also be like a poetic way of saying like piece of wood,
Yeah,
like a
probably.
way to like assign, a
Oh,
sign
yeah,
that
yeah,
marks the
yeah.
location.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying because
Maybe.
like there's like a time and a language barrier a little bit. Not a language. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Dialect. I don't know.
That was good. I like that one.
Thanks, buddy. I had fun with it. I was actually cracking up the whole time reading it, especially the boulders part. So I was like, Jesus, that is not a stone. 7
That is
pounds.
not a
That's a
stone.
baby.
That is so much.
That was a
That's a
big,
lot.
that's a big ass little stone.
I'm picture because at Costco we've been buying the bags of ice and it's 7 pounds. So I'm thinking like that size of bag like thrown at me. Like ow. Oh my gosh. And the slumber party. We're gonna fast and pray.
Guess what?
Oh
This is
my
not going to
gosh.
be fun at all.
Okay, do you want to hear my neighborhood story?
Yes, I do.
Okay, this is from next door. Okay. It's from Sarah. Sarah says,
Oh, we have another Sarah.
"Oh, we do. I didn't do that on purpose." Okay. I need a friend's help. Can someone meet my friend Ken at Firebirds in Redacted for dinner on Sunday at 8 p.m.? I need to be You need to be an Asian woman in your 40s and tell him you are Sarah from California. I'm willing to pay for your time and your dinner. I just cannot fly out and from California, and he is desperate to meet me. My mom is sick, so I can't leave her.
Okay. Wow. That's really crappy. Why, Sarah, you suck. You suck, Sarah. Your mom isn't sick. You're lying.
I just have a few questions. So, my first question is why are we meeting this person online, planning to meet with him, and then you're just going to have someone else
Yeah.
catfish for him for you?
And have they seen your picture? Is that why you want them to be Asian?
That's so you have to be Asian. Well, unless she said she was Asian
Oh,
to him,
okay.
like if they didn't do a picture thing. But also, what's your plan for the future? Are
Yeah.
you only meeting him one time?
Or you just
Do you
you don't want so my brain says that she doesn't want to meet him, but he's like super desperate to meet her and she's just trying to get out of it.
Okay, I could see that, but what's your future plan?
Yeah,
Because like
why don't you just tell him no? Because
exactly,
now you have this big lie that you've started, and it's just going to get
and
bigger and bigger and bigger.
you're bringing a stranger into the lie too.
But also, what if the stranger and this guy like hit it off, and they're like and then the stranger like she has to come clean, and so like they have this amazing like weird romantic story on how their love started,
Or okay, this is a
or she
maybe
keeps it
for
up.
sure. So she keeps it up for like, let's say like a month. Okay. And then finally she's like, oh my gosh, we're getting serious. Like, I need to tell him.
I have
And
to
like her
tell him.
friends, yeah. And like, so her friends like convince her. And she's like, no, 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 I'm not going to tell him. And then he finds out like at a bookstore. And she like goes running after him. She's like, wait, Ken. And he's like, no, I can't trust you anymore. And so then like a couple weeks go by and like
I
she's
thought I
kind of
knew
getting
you.
yeah, a couple weeks go by and like they're kind of like getting back into the routine of just their single life again, and they catch each other's eye across the way at a restaurant. And so then like he leaves and she was on a first date with this like other guy, and so he leaves and like she's like, I'll be right back. And so she goes out and like runs out of the restaurant, and she's like, Ken, and it's really good to see you. And he's like, it's good to see you too. how are the dogs? And Ken's like, they're good. Yeah. Oh, did you get that promotion, Ken? No, I didn't get it. Oh, I'm so sorry. Well, it was good to see you. It was good to see you too. And so then, like, she goes back to her date, and then he leaves, and then she's laying in bed late at night, and he gets a text, and he's like, "Thank you for everything that you've given me. I wish things could be different." And so then she like runs over to his house, and it's raining.
And
She
it's
runs
raining. I
over.
knew that was gonna happen.
She ran over to her house and his house, and she's like standing out because this is in New York, obviously. And
Right.
she's like, Ken, Ken. And he like opens up his window after another person opened up their window. They're like, shut up, it's late at night. And then he opens up his window and he's like, what? It's late. What are you doing, Sarah? I mean, Emily. And then she's like, I can't live without you. And so then he like rings her up, and then that's the end of the movie.
I was so invested in that. Hallmark. Hear my buddy Amy out. That was a
Thank
good
you.
idea. That was your stereotypical, love story. And like
Yeah.
a good, that's a good idea about the catfish thing.
Yeah.
You know? Hello Hollywood.
Hello,
Where you at?
Hollywood.
Movie ideas. Wow.
Movies.
Oh, that was way better than my idea. That was great. I was like, "Oh my god, and what? And then what? And then what?" But like also like I knew what already because like we've all seen those. So it made it perfect. And I love that you threw in the little like someone yelling at her from the building, being like, "Shut
Yeah.
up."
It's
Because
late
it
at
like throws
night.
in like a funny little like, "Oh my god, that would so happen in real life." I can
Yeah.
so relate to that guy.
Well, and you have to, during those serious moments, you have to have laughter. It's called rom
Yeah.
com.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it. Thank you for
Okay.
explaining that to everybody.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. We're going to see you guys later. Hey, guess what? We're affiliated with Spirit Halloween. You should check
Yes.
out Spirit Halloween on our promotion website. It's called whatswiththeneighbors.com/promotions. And you click on the little banner of Spirit Halloween and it takes you straight to it and you get free shipping.
Yep. Get your Spirit Halloween stuff on there and it helps us out. Also, send in your spooky, scary bedtime stories. Sorry, I had to sing it to get it right. Send
Thank
in
you.
your spooky, scary bedtime stories with your kids, friends' kids, nieces, nephews, whatever. They can be stories that they make up, stories that they reading in their book that they think is spooky, and just have them read it
Or
and record
jokes.
it, or jokes. Have them read it, and you can record it and send it in to us. Try to make sure it's audio. If it is video, I will convert it to audio, but I know that's a little sketchy and we don't want anybody seeing our kids. So, just try to make it audio.
Yeah. And they can
We
say their
respect your
name, not say the
privacy.
name. Yeah. Say their name. They don't have to say their name. They can say where they're from. They don't have to say where they're from. We don't
Yep.
care. It's whatever. You get to control what is said. So
Yes. Like I said, we respect your privacy. So we got kids. We get it. So yeah, send in
yeah.
those spooky, scary bedtime stories. They got to be sent in by mid-October.
Yes, mid-October. Yep.
wwtnpodcast@gmail.com.
Or you can send it on Facebook.
Yeah, anywhere,
Messenger.
really. Yeah.
We'll get it eventually.
Yeah, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and all those other social media platforms that we're on at WWTN Podcast. Look us up.
Oh, and guess what?
And
Guess what? We have a Patreon.
Oh yeah, we do.
And guess what? We have episodes on there that are not on the mainstream. So
Yeah, we
if
gotta
you
throw
want to hear
another one on
us,
there.
yeah, if you want to hear us more, check it out. And it's on there. And that's patreon.com/WWTN podcast.
Yep.
So, okay, goodbye. Have you
Goodbye.
checked in on the neighbors?
What's with the neighbors?
Brain, Amy.
Amy, out.
Out. Say hi to your cats for us.
Don't get dead.
Oh, that was a good one, Brie. I love that. Thank you.
Thanks.
I appreciate
Thanks,
it.
buddy. You're welcome.
Okay.
It's right in your ear. Anyway.